I've pressed the recording button, and here we go. So again, welcome, and thank you for joining my webinar today on Special Occasions Destinations. And I am Robin Stolfen. As some of you may know, I'm the U.S. Office General Manager for Giltedge Africa, which is in Austin, Texas. And today I will be showcasing some amazing special occasion destinations that are perfect for celebrations, weddings, honeymoons, milestone events, and multi-generational family holidays. So all these celebrations, as you can see some on this slide, deserve an unforgettable setting. Milestone holidays honor the years behind us, and they deserve to be remembered for years to come. If there is any continent that specializes in truly memorable bucket list wow experiences, it is Africa. The continent offers magnificent landscapes, a wide range of accommodations, and once-in-a-lifetime experiences. So in this webinar, I'll be showcasing some of our favorite safari lodges, hotels, and resorts that specialize in making unforgettable memories. Starting off with weddings. There is no lack of wedding destination in Africa, and nothing embodies romance more than a combination of exotic landscapes, luxurious accommodations, personalized service, starlit nights, gourmet cuisine, fine wines, and I guess you get the picture. Africa excels in providing a diversity of unforgettable spaces and places. Now, I'm going to feature 3 exclusive properties for a special wow factor wedding, one right on the Atlantic Ocean, one in the stunning Cape Winelands, and one in the MAASAI Mara in Kenya. Starting off with TINTSWALO Atlantic, and I can say that I have personally been to this particular spot, and it is one of the most stunning spots on this planet ever. So this is the oceanside wedding. TINTSWALO Atlantic is a unique and tranquil and exclusive venue for a perfect wedding. It's located at the base of the famous Chapman's Peak in the Table Mountain National Park. It has these dramatic mountain, seaside, and ocean views, as you can see on the slide, and this is a great backdrop to your perfect wedding day. The accommodations are luxurious, the dining is fantastic, and there are 4 different venue options on the property with different packages, and you know they feature from between 8 to 120 guests. This slide says it all. You can see the inspiring setting, the private and secluded location, and of course, the ocean close-up. Moving along, this BOSCHENDAL, which is a vineyard in our beautiful Cape Winelands, is a very unique estate, and it is very popular because of its stunning picturesque views, and it has become a very popular picnic spot as well for weddings. So as you can see, you can get married in this idyllic and natural farm setting. It's got these great breathtaking views of the nearby mountains and the countryside. And there are a range of diverse venues on this location, including the historic BOSCHENDAL Manor House and the Roan Homestead and Lawn. And it has an expansive rose garden, different picnic areas, and it has its one-of-a-kind converted olive press, which I'll show you in the next slide. And then all the catering is done in-house by the executive chef and his team. And the novelty of this is that it's farm to table. So, of course, the great seasonal ingredients are sourced right from the farm itself. Here again is a great, beautiful picture which shows the background. It shows the converted olive press, and certainly a memorable destination. Right, so the last of the 3 is COTTAR'S Camp, and this is located in Kenya. It's the old Giltedge Community Conservancy in the MAASAI Mara, I love to say MAASAI Mara, and it is owned by the oldest established and continuing safari family in Africa. Now, wait till you see what we have here. The bride and the groom are both adorned here in traditional Maasai attire, and the entire village joins in on the celebration, and I'll show you a pic of that in the next slide. The ceremony is complete with a gourmet dinner, mouth-watering a cake of your choice. You have a special romantic lunch, sundowners in the bush on a private veranda or pool, canvas bush bath, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner over here, a canvas bush bath prior to the ceremony, followed by the ceremony at sundown, and that's just amazing. The sundown is in Cape Town, in Kenya, in East Africa. You also get a blessing from the Maasai elder and the Maasai warriors with traditional entertainment and Maasai dancing. And there you have a picture of the wife, or the bride-to-be, I should say, and she is in this traditional garb. You can see the whole village in the reception on the left-hand corner. There are, of course, game drives, and you are away from the crowds, yet amidst the herds. So if that's not a unique wedding, I don't know what is. All right, now honeymoons. Nothing solidifies a marriage celebration quite like an amazing honeymoon. So particularly if it is to somewhere truly magical, and then like I've said before, Africa's wonderful diversity makes it an excellent choice for couples looking to experience everything from endless landscapes to rich wildlife, blissful island life, and breathtaking feats of nature that leave you blinking in disbelief. So honeymoon should be about making your travel dreams a reality, and that could mean combining a bush adventure with an island escape. And we affectionately refer to this combo as bush and beach. It's a very exciting Big Five safari experience coupled with a more relaxing tropical beach destination. But now I'm going to feature two luxury safari lodges, and then I will touch on the Indian Ocean Islands just a little bit later. So first of all is Royal CHUNDU, which is on the Zambia side of the Victoria Falls, and I've been there, and again, mouth-watering wow factor. The Royal CHUNDU, which, as they said here, River of Romance, is in a tranquil, serene setting on the banks of the Zambezi River. You can head over the majestic Victoria Falls by helicopter en route to this lodge, enjoy a breakfast in bed, sip on some bubbles, and then slip into some luxurious bubbles, and you'll see what I mean in the next slide, on the deck of your private island suite overlooking the river rapids. There's spa treatments for him and her, private dining, canoeing, romantic picnic setups, island walks, or, as I like to say, just the simple sweetness of doing nothing. And here is a fantastic collage of pictures. There is the bathtub. When I mentioned you can slip into bubbles while having some bubbles, a champagne canister right next door to you. Absolutely amazing. And of course here you can see the spa treatments, and just beautifully appointed and just so tranquil. It certainly is a honeymoon to remember. Moving along to another stunning lodge. This is the ANDBEYOND NGALA Treehouse of Love. And this treehouse, I'll show you a little more, is set within the NGALA, NGALA, private game reserve. And this reserve shares unfenced borders with the Kruger National Park. It is home to the Big Five. It has more species of large mammals than any other African game reserve. And NGALA means lion, and the reserve supports several large prides. So that's just the reserve itself. But the Treehouse Love is the ultimate romantic sleep under the stars experience. You're in this luxurious private treehouse. It's 4 stories. It has 2 different sleep areas. The 3rd level has the king bed, and it's covered and weatherproofed. But the top level, you can see a little bit of that here in the right-hand side picture, has a sleep-out platform. And here you are under the wide open African sky, and of course the stars are amazing. You've now got the Southern Cross. It's a whole different constellation. And you're cocooned in the natural bush. So you can toast the setting sun, enjoy a starlit picnic dinner, and share the romance of this secluded, exclusive wilderness experience. And there is another picture of this treehouse of love. You can see the main bedroom. You can see the bride going up to the top floor. Over here, you can see the top floor that's open to the stars, and truly, truly spectacular. All right, moving along to multi-generational travel. So whilst family holidays may not be your typical celebration, although it certainly can be, they're still worth celebrating because there's nothing like sharing a great adventure with those you love. It is very often the memories made that are the ones that people look back on with fondness. And Africa, as I keep on saying, provides the perfect playground for the whole family, offering experiences that thrill, excite, and just generally bring a huge amount of happiness. So the first slide that I'm going to show you is the KWANDWE Villas, a wilderness playground, and this is nestled in the heart of South Africa's unspoiled Eastern Cape province. And I mention this also because it is malaria-free, and often for families that is an important factor. But it's perfect for a memorable family getaway. It's a Big Five private game reserve, and it's home to 3 exclusive villas, which include a private wildlife guide, private chef. It makes the experience flexible and interactive. The villas are all secured, by the way, and fenced. They've got pools, they've got playing areas for the younger kids. The younger kids receive welcome gifts on arrival with an animal checklist. Kids love to check off the animals they've seen. There's all sorts of adventures. There's kite building, scavenger hunts. You can plant a speckboom, which is a local tree. There's a volunteerism opportunity with the local community, gardening, arts and crafts, and so on and so forth. And all these activities, of course, are tailored to the family's interests and skill set. And there is a lovely collage of the KWANDWE Villas, absolutely beautiful. Well, this will all be, exclusive for the family, beautifully appointed. Moving on to GROOTBOS, and I've been to GROOTBOS, which actually means big tree in Afrikaans. And here you are totally, totally immersed in nature. It's built on a hillside, and it's pretty much where the continent of Africa ends and the 2 oceans, the Indian and the Atlantic Ocean, collide. It's in the Western Cape. And this here is a journey in a unique floral and marine eco-paradise. So this is not a Big Five safari. It's kind of a Big Five marine excursion for your excursion. They've got 2 exclusive villas. Again, your own chef, your own butler, you have your own nature guide. Everything is tailor-made. There's more plant species than the Amazon, I like to say. And you can take a treasure hunt through ancient milkwood forests, early morning forays into the farm to collect the eggs for breakfast. A phenomenal beach, which I'll show you in a second, where adults and the kids alike learn to explore. The rock pools. They've also got a Stone Age cave, which, as I said, I've been to. It's astounding. Still got some of the rock art on the cave walls. They've got tidal zones. You've got boat trips to see the dolphins and the whales, penguins, and so on. And you can end the day with a farewell around the boma, which is the fire under the stars, with dinner, of course. And that is a picture of GROOTBOS. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, this picture over here, which is a close-up of, this is just your villa alone. It's almost like a whole house. It is a whole house. Has this magnificent view over here. Again, you can do the horse riding. Again, in the fynbos, which is the indigenous flowers of the area. There is a close-up of whales, and there is the rock cave. So absolutely beautiful. Moving on to special occasions. And I would like to say for special occasions that whatever the occasion or the celebration, Giltedge Africa can tailor-make an African journey that meets your client's needs. So we've got anything from unique beach gatherings, magical bush nights below fairy lanterns, and you can see that in that picture over there. And we've also got our Africa travel experts standing by, and they will guide you every step of the way. The first special occasion option is the helicopter flight. We call it Fly, Wine and Dine. You can leave the beautiful Cape and heli flip over to the winelands with its towering mountains and its picturesque valleys. See that picture in the right-hand corner? Actually, both pictures are phenomenal. That's famous Table Mountain. And you can enjoy the finest of wines, which the Cape is known for. Spend the morning with a winemaker and complement this with one of the best gourmet experiences you may ever have. The Cape is the gourmet capital of South Africa. Alternatively, you can land on top of one of the Cape Mountains and enjoy, again, that fynbos, the local flora, fynbos-themed picnic with epic views as your backdrop. And there is an example of the epic views. Absolutely magnificent. Moving on to the next option is a hot air balloon in East Africa, and one of the only places in the world where you watch wildlife suspended below you is in the Masai Mara in Kenya or the Serengeti in Tanzania. Enjoy the extraordinary scenery and views, which could range from watching the Great Migration to watching hippos and lions and birds gliding alongside you, and to also see baby birds from above the perspective in their nest. Sometimes the basket will be gently brushing the tips of the grass and then climbing and climbing through the layers of air until you're high enough to see the curves in the horizon, which will be painted golden pink because you're going very early in the morning by the early sun. And an hour or so later, you descend for a champagne toast and a special breakfast before returning to your lodge. And there is what I'm talking about. The top picture is the Great Migration. You can be pretty low down, or you can be very high up, and you end by a mimosa, a champagne. And when I did this, we actually had a breakfast with a white tablecloth, so absolutely magnificent feast at the end of the excursion. And Giltedge Ocean Islands. So this is basically the perfect island escape. We cover all the islands. We do the Maldives, the Seychelles, Zanzibar, Mozambique, Mauritius, Madagascar, Reunion Island. And it is, as you can see, barefoot luxury at its best for romantic couples as well as for the whole family. And our favorite resorts and villas not only check all the tropical island boxes, but also offer something extra. For example, you may love the idea of starting your day with a yoga session, followed by breakfast with your toes in the sand. But whatever your idea of paradise, whether it's including snorkeling with a marine biologist, cocktails at a cinema under the stars, or a castaway island picnic, we can make it happen. And Giltedge, of course, are the experts at creating amazing island escapes. And I just wanted to mention here again that bush and beach combination, which is very popular, especially for romance and honeymoons, where you start off at the at the bush, which is quite tiring when you do 2 safaris a day, and you end off here at one of these absolutely gorgeous Indian Ocean islands. And some of the islands you can have an entire island to yourself. You can reserve the entire island, like that picture over there on the left. So I just wanted to mention inspiring itineraries. This is just a sample of what the itineraries look like. All the options are displayed in this content-rich Wetu itinerary. They're thoroughly engaging, and the details of each carefully crafted day are outlined with an interactive map, as you can see, accompanied by great visuals, slideshows of stylish accommodations that I have showcased and alluring descriptions. So this is a great selling tool. And I've just put on this particular itinerary, you know, some samples or some samples of where to stay. We've got the one and only in Cape Town. Of course, the fabulous Singita lodges, Singita Swinny, Singita Ebony, and the Royal Chundu, which I had showcased earlier on. All right, and last but not least, I just wanted to assure everyone that you and your clients are in excellent hands. Our reputation as an authority in Africa travel and celebration activities has been sealed. Giltedge has been voted South Africa's leading luxury tour operator no less than 9 times at the World Travel Awards. So that brings us to the end. I want to thank you for joining me on this celebratory journey. I hope you're inspired to recommend Africa for your clients' special occasions. And I just wanted to again mention that I am Robin Stolson. There is my cell phone number up on the screen. Please feel free to reach me directly, or you can email at celebration@gilt-edge.com. We look forward to assisting you with your clients' special occasions, and see you in Africa. Right, so that concludes the presentation. And I am going to see if there are any questions. I'm going to stay on for a couple of questions. So let's see. No questions at this point. Somebody asked me if the first 2 camps are in Cape Town. Now, I actually showed a number of different camps, so I'm not quite sure. I think if you're referring to KWANDWE villas, they are in Cape Town. This is for the family celebration. It's in the Eastern Cape. And GROOTBOS is also in the Western Cape. So the BOSCHENDAL, which is the winelands, of course, are in the Cape. And also the TINTSWALO was in the Cape. So hope that answers your question. I think it was Janice. Yes, so TINTSWALO Atlantic and BOSCHENDAL are both in the Cape. Let's see if there are any other questions. Okay, one of the questions, interestingly enough, able to be legally married, or are the marriages ceremonial? Interesting question. Most likely, and in all occasions, I would say that the celebrations are ceremonial. But and that is, of course, because you're getting married in another country. So you obviously have to get your wedding certificate in the United States, but we can, you know, have a ceremonial priest. Or as you saw in the MAASAI Mara slide, of course, there's a MAASAI elder who will give you a blessing and, you know, be part of the ceremony. All right, let's see if there are any other questions. That seems to be the questions for now. I hope that the sound during the presentation wasn't too bad. Somebody mentioned that the connection broke up a little. But I'm going to stop the recording,